Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with another Age of Empires 4 commentary, and we got a wonderful game here for you guys today. This is between a Grubby, who's going to be the blue player up here playing the Holy Roman Empire. And let me just go ahead and reveal all so we can actually see that we have also Strelbora, which is the alt account of Beastyqt, playing over here as the red. He's going to be playing the Beastyqt Empire over here on the right side of the map, and very much looking forward to this game. Now, I want to get into a couple things about these players, but first I want to make sure that I let you know that if you are watching this game within a day or two or three of it being put on YouTube, I'm going to be casting the Castle Cup with Grubby this Friday the 16th. I'll put all sorts of details in the video description of this video, but I really wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that because it's going to be a really awesome tournament. It's a really cool one put together by Grubby and Wisdom. It's a really interesting format, and it's going to have a lot of former pro gamers turned, well, some of them are still playing in tournaments, but turned streamers, most of them. And so it's going to be really high level play, but really entertaining as well. And it's going to be it's a team tournament where every two players is in a team, and there's going to be 1v1s, and then the tiebreaker, if the 1v1s tie, are a 2v2 with both players. So that's going to be really, really cool. Anyway, so I'll put the details in the description, but it's going to be Friday at, I believe, 11 a.m. for Pacific Standard Time, but you're going to have to figure out what time it is. I'll put a link to everything in the description, but I'm very, very excited to be casting that. I hope you all can come and join me, and it'll be fun to have some StarCraft fans in the audience rooting for people as well. So come on out and watch that. It'd be great. But to get back to this game, though, we got Beastyqt over here at the right. He is, at the time of this game being played, the #1 player on the ladder, the global ladder. He has the #1 account. Now, this is his alt account, Strelbora, where he is, trying out some stuff that's not quite meta. He's playing the Beastyqt Empire, which is considered by a lot to be kind of the worst civilization, or maybe not the worst, but the civilization that's most difficult to win with, I guess you could say. And we do have Grubby getting his Aachen Chapel up already, by the way, at 2.5 minutes. And, if you don't know, the Beastyqts can just get one House of Wisdom, and then they actually upgrade wings in the House of Wisdom to age up. So they're not actually building a separate building. But as you can see, Grubby actually getting his age 2 landmark up very, very quickly. He's going to be significantly ahead because you can't power build these wings either. So at a certain point, Beastyqt is going to go ahead and get that upgrade going and try and catch up with the age. But in any case, so he's playing the Beastyqt. He wouldn't play Beastyqt, I don't think, on his main account. So he's kind of like a little bit of a disadvantage here, but is the #1 player on the ladder right now. And Grubby, I believe, is around top 100 as well. So he's not, he's definitely a contender here, and very, very strong player. And I also want to, before we get too far into this game, recommend both these guys as content creators. They're both streamers as well, and I really, really enjoy both of their streams. So I'll put links to those streams in the description as well if you're interested in checking them out. And I do happen to know that this is a build that Grubby has been developing for the HRE, which is one of his favorites. And he's going to be putting a guide for this. Actually, the guide for this build may be on YouTube by the time you see this video, so if you want to check that out. All kinds of different things are going to be in the video description, but I'll stop talking about the description right now and get back to this game because it's going to be an exciting one. Really, really looking forward to this. Got a bunch of sheep coming back over here. And scouts on the way. Let's see, has Beastyqt, yes, he's started his economic wing. Very, very typical to get the economic wing first when you are the Beastyqts. Excuse me, you can see that the technology that gets opened up first for the economic wing is fresh foodstuffs. Look at this. Reduce the cost to produce villagers by 50%. It's half cost to produce villagers. Oftentimes that is paired with a fast second town center so that you can get basically double the villager production for the same price. And this is actually something that's really strong in Age of Empires if you're new to it. You usually only have one town center. It's not like StarCraft where you often get an expansion very quickly, and you can't produce your workers quite as quickly usually unless you do invest. It's more of an investment to get a second town center. So we'll see if Beastyqt decides to do that and go ahead and get the second town center in order to be able to pump out those villagers at half cost. Even if you don't, I mean, if you think about it, you get this research. Let's see how many villagers he has right now. He's currently at 19 villagers. he's gonna maybe get to 120 at some point during this match, right? So that's gonna be a lot of money saved for 100 villagers worth of 100 villagers produced at half cost. It can really add up over the course of the game. So it's a very strong upgrade actually, and it's one of the reasons, one of the big strengths of the Beastyqt Empire. I'm sorry, Beastyqt Dynasty. So, any case, we finally have Strabora. We have Beastyqt getting to age 2 as well. A little bit of skirmishing going on between these two player scouts. But again, Grubby really quickly getting to age 2. And he's actually, if we switch over to his view here, yeah, he's got a lot of people on food. He's still got several on gold as well, which indicates he's probably going to be going for, well, I mean, you need gold for one of two things. You need either gold for gold units, and HRA can produce men-at-arms in age 2, so that would be a possibility, but it's more likely that he's using this extra gold to get an edge on getting up to age 3 pretty quickly, to go to the castle age as quickly as possible, because he's got a stables here, which you can see he's producing a lot of scouts with instead of trying to get men-at-arms. And I believe, let's see, looking around for his mill. Okay, there we go. Yes, he's already gotten the professional scouts upgrade, so that's why we see him producing a lot of these scouts. He's running out on the map. He's collecting the deer from around the map. This is a very strong strategy. It's something that we often see for other civilizations, especially the Rus, for example, because they can get extra scouts out very quickly, right? Getting the professional scouts upgrade, you can go around the map, you can get a lot of food, you bring it all back to your town center, and the deer are much faster harvesting than, well, definitely than like berries or anything like that, but they're significantly faster than sheep as well. So you can get a lot of food income very quickly with the professional scout upgrade. Of course, both players could theoretically get it, but Grubby, by rushing for age 2, has gone ahead and gotten an advantage that you can't get that upgrade until age 2, and so by getting that earlier, even if Beastyqt wanted to get it, let's see if he's upgraded. He's not upgrading the professional scouts. He's going ahead and bypassing that altogether. Instead, using he's going to be able to get some berries over here. He's already harvested some of them. Beastyqt do get a bonus on their berry gathering, and he has some of his deer as well. He has produced that second town center. So this is the differentiation we're seeing. We're seeing Grubby go for the fast castle and going into you know, trying to boost his economy by getting higher tech units and abilities going on, and we're seeing Beastyqt boost his economy going for this foodstuffs upgrade to reduce the cost of villagers and getting a second town center. So Grubby going for tech and Beastyqt going for econ is kind of the trade-off that we're seeing right here. And here he is. He's building the age 3 Regnitz Cathedral right now. Again, they're kind of fighting for the deer over here. It looks like Beastyqt just trying to do a little damage to these scouts as they're going around. We saw them skirmishing down here as well. Scouts do bonus damage to scouts a little bit, but it's still very hard to kill a scout when it's running around. So this pick damage is not going to be probably doing too much, and that's why we see that Beastyqt has stopped at 2 scouts. So he's kind of just forfeiting the deer, basically. He has his own hunt here, and he's actually put his town center there partly to be able to harvest those deer, but also partly to protect those deer so they can't just get ganked and yoinked by Grubby, who's now coming back again with a second group of scouts to harvest these deer. So it looks like Grubby's gonna get 3 hunts worth of deer. A hunt is like a group of deer. And looks like Beastyqt is going to keep his 1, though. Although, you know, sometimes you do see that, oops, Prelate running across the map, getting chased by a wolf. And so this is one of the strengths of the HRE. As soon as you get to age 3, your religious units, most civs, their religious units are produced by an age 3 building. But HRE, Holy Roman Empire, can produce their religious units, the prelates, before they actually, and we're hearing some jingling sounds, which is the sound of relics being picked up. So they can actually have their prelates out on the map, picking up relics and securing sites the moment that age 3 finishes. And he's rushed a very quick age 3. I didn't get the exact timing here, but we're less than 10 minutes, and he's already had plenty of time to go out with these prelates and gather a few of the relics. And this prelate is being chased by 2 wolves now. Can he get back to base with that relic before he gets eaten by the wolves? We'll have to see. There's a little bit of skirmishing going on over here as well. HRE, he's actually, well, no, because Grubby's at age 3, he's actually got knights very quickly. So he's actually running in, doing some harassment with these knights, doing significant damage. I mean, Beastyqt can double produce villagers, but if he's gonna lose a lot of villagers, it could be pretty bad. He's got a bunch of his villagers inside the town center to do damage here, but these knights with 4 ranged armor are taking almost no damage from those town centers. They can just run underneath the town centers and harass these villagers almost with impunity. More knights coming in here as well. Taking some pot shots at the House of Wisdom because there's not really any villagers right now to speak of. And it looks like Beastyqt is going to be forced to adapt to this and going ahead and getting a barracks inside of his base so he can get some spearmen out, because he's going to need a few spearmen in order to deal with this harassment. Otherwise, he's just going to be constantly attacked by these knights. He does have a few horsemen out, but these are just light horsemen. They're not going to do a ton of damage. You can see they only have 9 damage, and if they get bonus versus range, but that doesn't really help versus these knights. So the knights are going to go ahead and die, a couple of them, onto these town centers, but they've done significant harassment, and even more knights coming in. Beastyqt's economy is really being disrupted here, because not only is he losing villagers to this, but he's having to run his villagers into the town centers to escape, and that's meaning that he's spending a lot of time not mining as well. So pretty significant losses here. Let's go ahead and check the econ. Actually, we got 36 for Grubby, and Beastyqt is only at 42. And I say only, that's more, but remember, he's been producing off 2 town centers, so Grubby is almost killing as many villagers as Beastyqt is able to make for that extra town center that he's gotten, basically. And this is crucial right here. Look at this. Look at this. Regnick's Cathedral with 3 relics in it really quickly. If you don't know, it's going to produce triple gold for each of those relics. So this is 900 gold a minute coming in. What is it? Actually, I'm not sure. Is it 900 or 300? This says 300, but I'm not... Okay, maybe I was confused. But anyway, either way, he's getting a ton of money off of these relics inside here. I believe it's 300 a minute per relic. I'll have to double check that, and I'll go ahead and leave a note if I'm wrong about that. But in any case, I just got a little confused by the number down here. Anyways, oh, look at that. Some nice attacks coming out here on the knight. He's got camel riders out now. So camel riders are specialized units that are anti-cavalry. They have an aura that makes cavalry do less damage, and they actually do bonus damage against the cavalry. So he got this barracks, and I thought he was gonna get spearmen out, but in fact, he's going ahead and getting some camel riders. He's probably gonna get both. Yeah, we haven't seen. In fact, do see a spearman out here already. And oh, I missed some skirmishing out here. He's trying to give chase, so now he actually has some units to deal with these scouts and damage them. It's not really too big of a deal. All the deer have already been taken, but still. Oh, look at this. This is cute. So Beastyqt actually putting up some walls around the remaining 2 relics, trying to make sure that Grubby can't actually get at those. Grubby has already gotten 3 of them, though, and that's, I mean, 3. You can only get 3 in the Regnick's Cathedral. So, you know, getting those last 2 is not quite as significant, but he stopped Grubby from at least getting those extra 2 as well. So that's going to be good for him in the long run. Let's go ahead and just take stock here of what the military is that each player has. So we've got, let's see, it looks like we've got a handful of spearmen, a few camel riders, a couple horsemen, so kind of a diverse group for Beastyqt. And, oh, this prelate's going for the sacred site. It's going to get caught up by this scout. And I don't think this... Actually, let's see. Scouts don't do too much damage. Can he actually kill this prelate before he takes the sacred site? I'm not sure if he can. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and turn around. I don't think he can. I can deal with that, since prelates do not have any attack. Anyway, Grubby only has a couple archers to his name, basically, and those scouts that he made earlier. So Grubby has just gone all econ. I mean, they've basically both gone all econ at this point. You know, both players respecting the fact that the other player is good at defending and is going to have solid ability to defend early harassment, and they're both going for their different kinds of economic advantages. So we've got the economic advantage of the double town centers producing extra villagers here for Beastyqt, and we've got the economic advantage of rushing for Castle Age and getting a ton of relic gold coming in, and the sacred site gold potentially as well. If you can take those sacred sites, those are going to generate gold as well. And HRE is a faction that, you know, if you get a bunch of relics and you get a couple sites, you basically almost don't have to have villagers on mining gold, because, in fact, yeah, look at Grubby right now. He's not mining gold with any villagers. He's not mining gold with any villagers. He has 900 gold a minute, so I was right about the 300 over here for each. So that's a significant income. It means those villagers can go ahead and do something else. So it's like, you know, the amount of villagers that you'd have to have on gold to mine 900 a minute is probably more than the benefit that Beastyqt has gotten from having these extra villagers. But in the long run, that's not necessarily going to be the case. Going ahead, checking here. 62 villagers for Beastyqt to... Oh, 61 for Grubby, actually. He might have killed some more villagers and I wasn't looking. He has, of course, gotten his own second town center, I believe. Oh, what's going on? There's a Wololo? Oh, it's just a defensive Wololo. Okay. It looks like Beastyqt picked up one of these other relics that he was protecting earlier, and he didn't want to get killed by a scout, so it wasn't like an army or anything like that. He was just... If you're getting attacked by any units, you can go ahead and use the conversion ability and scare them off, because if they can't kill the prelate quickly enough, then... There you go. And we do see he's actually going ahead and putting one of those relics into a mosque. He's going to be able to get a little bit of gold out of that as well. Nice little passive gold income to go with it. So it looks like, let's see, did Grubby actually make his own second town center? No, but he made the Palace of Swabia. I missed this. Apologies for that. Palace of Swabia makes villagers at 25% of the cost and 25% of the time as well. So he is now able to absolutely pump out tons and tons of villagers with the Palace of Swabia, and he's going to actually be able to surpass with this even the production of 2 town centers producing over here. Beastyqt is getting half price for his villagers. Grubby's getting a quarter price for his villagers. And we are seeing some skirmishing in the middle map. Apologies, I missed that while I was trying to check the economy out. And it looks like we do have a little bit better army here for Beastyqt, actually. And what is this? Looks like Grubby is trying to take control of this middle site. We're seeing some walls over here. A nice stone wall is going to stop any aggression from coming into this extra site over here. He's going to have to commit a lot. He's going to have to go all the way around and commit some significant forces to tearing that wall down if he wants to go through the side. Same thing over here as well. This wall is going to be complete very soon, and then it'll be difficult to accost that. So this middle is kind of the main way where they can actually combat each other. And we are having some fighting going on here, and there's a lot of camel riders in here. They're very good against cavalry, but there's actually only one knight here, and so these camel riders are not necessarily going to be the best against these archers, which can pick them off very well. Camel riders with no ranged armor at all are going to take significant damage from them. We do see some siege units trading back and forth, and this is an interesting spot here because this hill is actually going to make it difficult for some of the siege units to actually interact here, and these mangonels clearing out all of the villagers actually building this keep. So mangonels now coming in here, getting a nice volley onto those archers. Look at those archers, very, very badly damaged. They cannot take another hit without the entire group of them dying to this mangonel, either of the mangonels. And so he's going to have to be able to kind of fall back here. And it looks like somehow he snuck a spearman around into this other site, actually. This villager's desperately trying to build an outpost to defend itself, but the spearman is going to be able to neutralize that sacred site. I'm not sure how he did that, actually. Did he actually just run it through? Oh, look, there's like another lane here on the side. So he's actually able to kind of bypass this wall over here because there's this other lane here. So that's what's happening. So there's kind of 2 lanes in the middle that are open for contention here. Grubby's still not finishing that keep, unfortunately. It's a little bit dangerous to move forward since he knows there are these mangonels in the area. Knight's gonna kind of run in there and try and do some damage. But it's interesting because the bombards are actually gonna have a tough time. The ridge actually gets in the way of direct fire siege units like bombards and springalls. Now, if the bombard can get up here on the high ground, it'll have a nice vision. It can check out the whole area. But it's going to be difficult for him to defend this particular position where this keep is actually, because there's this ridge in the way, whereas mangonels can actually fire in an arc over that and be fine, and can fire without any problems at their full range. So it looks like there's a lot of contesting going on for these different sacred sites. Finally, Beastyqt is going to clear out this... Actually, look, he's brought his own imam over here to take over this extra sacred site on the side, and he's taken the middle sacred site. So even though Grubby appears to be doing a little bit better in economy, he's up to 90 villagers almost now. Excuse me. He's... Apologies for that. Good timing. Good timing to have one of those instances where you inhale your own saliva. Let's see if I can pull this together and complete this game, because it is getting into the late game. Excuse me. Anyway, looks like Beastyqt was working on taking this site. This knight's going to come in here and dispatch both of those units and stop that from happening. But it's interesting how they're both kind of even in economy. Again, both players battling back and forth, assaulting each other's economies where they can. I feel like Grubby has been doing more of the harassment on to Beastyqt's economy than vice versa. And look at this, there's these damaged archers are still in there, and they're running right into the mangonel fire. Theoretically, he uses the C command to split them up so they're not going to take as much damage. But that's kind of all the armor he has, so he has to use them for something. Trying to pick off these, excuse me, he's trying to pick off the villagers before they can finish this keep. Once that keep finishes, it'll be a great defensive point for Beastyqt to hold this middle point, but it looks like it's not going to finish. The villagers falling back from the fire, from the damage of the knights, wrapping around the side so they can actually get a more defendable position here. And here come the camel riders coming in to do battle with those knights, although it looks like the knights have actually already died to the springalls and the archers, the crossbowmen, so it's not too big of a deal. But the camel riders are fast enough to get in amongst these archers. All of the injured archers go down to the mangonels and the camel riders. Camel riders almost dead themselves, actually. And this bombard's going to have to retreat to some defending knights coming in here. So now this is an interesting spot. So at this point, he could actually fire pretty far out, and he actually may have line of sight to this keep as well with those bombards, despite the fact that these ridges are going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt for him to actually get close enough. So they're both at one sacred site each, although Grubby has pushed in far enough that he's able to look at this, he's kind of staying on the corner of that sacred site to try and neutralize it out of range of the keep. Actually, it looks like he's going to retreat a little bit. He might be worried about these springalds and bombards coming, mangonels coming in to attack him here. But one more volley from these two bombards might finish off this keep, and it looks like... Nope, he's going to target these springalds instead, because those are the more of a threat. But again, another volley onto this keep should do it. He's got villagers repairing it in the background, but I don't think that's enough to quite repair it in time. We did see, by the way, we had the thing at the top, I didn't mention it, but we do have Beastyqt now on the Imperial Age as well. So both players able to put out the high value, high damage bombards, and the keep finally does go down. He may lose these bombards as a result, though, because we've got a bunch of men-at-arms and spearmen that are getting on top of those bombards. He does have a few villagers, though. He might be able to mass repair. He misses the repair on one. The other one is going to get away. And it looks like... these mangonels are going to do significant damage, but there's one bombard in the back can start picking off those mangonels from range as well. The knights getting on top is significant as well, but the spearmen are going to do damage right on back. This is such a scrappy game, ladies and gentlemen. Both players just kind of sending in relatively small forces into the middle, trying to defend, pushing back and forth, trying to control this middle site very, very desperately. We do see, by the way, that Beastyqt has built a nice little palisade wall over here on this side of this sort of extra lane, but he can still go through, and you can see he's, again, run some units through here, around through the pass, and around over here to take control of this extra sacred site. Grubby once again trying to secure it. He doesn't know that these spearmen are here that are gonna go ahead and slice and dice this prelate as soon as he gets within range there. But it's really, really interesting how we have this, this central lane of this map going up the middle, but we have these side lanes as well where there's kind of extra little skirmishes happening and battles over resources. Grubby has lost control of this extra side area on the north part of the map as well. There was so much going on in the middle, he couldn't dedicate any forces to stopping that ram, to going ahead and knocking through that wall, and this single elite man-at-arms taking control of that site as well. So right now, actually, Beastyqt with control of one site and Grubby with control of 0, despite the fact that Grubby was able to kind of get out there early with that quick castle age and take control of the sites relatively early. So it's going to be, looks like a little bit more of an attack here in the middle. Grubby now with his own mangonels coming in here. These could do significant damage to all these melee units in the middle. The bombard's a little bit out of position. It's actually here. I think the hill is causing it to go a little bit too far forward to attack these mangonels. He's gonna have to fall back, but at the same time, these crossbows are not gonna do a lot to it. So this bombard is relatively safe. However, if these melee units get on top of it, like it just happened to other bombard, it is gonna be able to go down very quickly. Again, such scrappy play going on here. Both players just kind of sending in small armies to battle against each other as they come available. Both players with huge economies, but just back and forth trading over and over again, not able to quite break one another. And it looks like Beastyqt actually, I thought he had a little bit of an advantage here. He's got a few more units on the ground, but kind of forced back here. Let's go ahead and check out the production facilities that both these guys have. We've got for Beastyqt, we've got 3 archery ranges, 3 barracks, just a single siege workshop and a single stable. So both players actually working without a lot of production facilities available to them right now. Grubby has about the same. He's got a few more barracks though that we just saw him building up on this high ground here. So it looks like Grubby has a little bit better production, but the money in the bank is lower for him. He's on 122 villagers right now though, compared to 113. With the extra villagers and the extra gold income from the cathedral, I believe Grubby is a little bit better of an econ advantage right now, but it's not quite large enough that you could say he's destined to win this game exactly. But let's see, this control of this middle site is probably very crucial. It's a crucial gold source, and it's a crucial strategic source for Beastyqt. And Grubby actually running all the way in here, going after some of these siege units in the back. Rams coming into the middle here. These bombards are a little bit out on their own. They're a little bit in danger. Just a few bowmen here to combat them, and things have gotten in very, very scrappy. Just very, very bare bones armies here combating in the middle. And it looks like Beastyqt has more stuff coming in though. These 4 bombards are very, very strong at killing buildings, but they're actually very vulnerable to this villager and man-at-arms army coming in here to try and attack them. Grubby has some of his own villagers though to try and repair, and he's now within range of this keep, so the keep can fend off all of these melee units very, very well. It looks like he's developing the boiling oil as well, so just to protect that keep even further. So it looks like for the moment, Grubby is going to maintain control of this middle sacred site very, very crucially. He's finally sent some forces up to the north to stop that ram from slowly picking away his walls, which was not too huge of a deal. But he's taking care of that. He may send a prelate over there to try and take control of that site as well. But right now, it looks like the main event is in this middle. Grubby is pushing in, trying to build keeps in Beastyqt's side of the map. This is crucial. If Grubby can take control of this high ground, again, the high ground doesn't give you any sort of advantage in terms of extra bonus damage or anything like that, like it does in other games. But having his siege weapons able to fire at will and stay out of range by being on this ridge and having a keep nearby to protect them means he's going to be able to do significant damage to Beastyqt's base. And remember, the Abbasids only have 2 landmarks. They've got their House of Wisdom and their main town center. And if he can get those bombards within range of those 2 landmarks, and he can pick them off fairly quickly, actually. These bombards are doing 550 damage almost per shot. And with 4 of them firing in harmony, they're actually popping these barracks. Beastyqt desperately trying to build more barracks. He's actually got some money in the bank if he can spend it. Well, food in the bank, I should say, not money. But if he could get the barracks up to spend it, he could actually put out a force to defend this. But he's getting his barracks popped before they can even produce a single unit. And we may see the end here. We may see Beastyqt chopping out very soon. Although here he does have a last-ditch army coming from the back. He's got a few springhalds. He's got a culverin as well. He might be able to actually catch these bombards off guard, pick them off, and stop the attacks against his units. And look, oh no, see, this is what I was talking about. There's a little bit of a ridge right here. And so these springhalds actually, there's like a ridge right here, and the springhalds couldn't fire from their extent of their range onto those bombards. They had to go over the hill, got within range of the bombards, got within range of the keep, and got completely obliterated there. So that last-ditch, I think, effort of Beastyqt to take out those bombards, which are destroying all his production, has not happened. Some hand cannoners are coming out here. They're going to be a lot better than these archers. They're going to be putting out a lot more damage, but it's not enough. With Grubby taking out all of the production, it's going to be GG, and Grubby takes the game. Very, very nicely done. Grubby winning out against the #1 ranked player on the ladder, on his alt account, on his new civilization that he's been practicing. But what an amazing game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. And again, I hope you guys will all come and join me for the Castle Cup. It's happening on Friday of this week. It should be really, really fun. I'm looking forward to casting it with Grubby, and hope you all will enjoy it as well. And so that's going to do it for this game. And I'll see you then. Take care. Thanks very much for watching. GG.